Okay, so I think I want to start now. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Doctor.
Okay, so today is our second class for this seminar. Okay, so and for this week, okay, I will actually explain, and as well as we can have a discussion. I mean, we have a discussion on how to draft a research proposal. Okay, but before that, okay, it is according to the attendance, I mean the list of the students in this class. Okay, at the moment, I mean, I think as of 15 minutes ago when I checked, okay, we have 23 students in the class. I think some of the students might be 2 or 3, okay, actually drop, okay, this class, okay, so we might have to, I might have to rearrange back, okay, when it comes to the first presentation. So I think I will just, I mean, I will do it by next week, I think, okay, because let the number is actually the exact number that we have in the class. If it's not, then we keep on changing, okay, the arrangement. Because for this week, okay, student can still add and drop. If I'm not mistaken, the last day to add is actually this Sunday, okay. And after that, it's only drop. Okay, so I think by next week, okay, we can finalize how many students actually in this class. Okay, and then I can rearrange back. Okay, the first presentations. Okay, according to the exact number that we have. Right. Before that, okay, there's one student actually in this class who I believe a new students, okay, because the metric number starts from 6. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, the name is Siti. Let me check again. Siti Nur Farahin. Okay, Siti Nur Farahin. Are you here, Siti Nur Farahin?
Yes, Doctor, I'm here.
Oh, okay. You're in first semester or in second semester?
I'm in the first semester.
And then why is it you're taking seminar in the first semester?
All right, okay, so according to Dr. Viliati, the rest of the classes that I couldn't take it, I can only register for 2 classes, which is the, so because I'm actually working, and then I said to her that the only available class is left it with your class, and then she said that I need to have like all my research, like, you know, all my, like preparing for my dissertation and everything. And I said that to her that yes, I have prepared. Actually, I joined. I prepared with what I want to do for my dissertation. I actually have that because I really requested her. Otherwise, I will only have 2 subjects for this semester. So if it without yours.
Oh, okay. For this semester, okay, so meaning you're registered for the research method as well?
Yes, yes.
So taking research methods and the seminar on the same semester. Okay.
Yes.
All right. If that is the case, then of course, we already discussed with the coordinator. Okay, so I think should not be a problem. Because usually when it comes to seminar, okay, I will actually not suggest those students in semester 1 to join this class. This is because you need to understand research method first. Then only you can do, okay, your proposal. If it's not, it will be a bit difficult for you, okay, to understand or to do your research proposal. Okay, but if you see that you already prepare that, okay, probably, okay, you can understand whatever that we discuss in this class. Okay, if you're not, if you don't understand, you just let me know, okay, so that I can actually explain it, okay, in a bit detail. All right.
All right.
Okay, thank
you so
you.
much.
All right, okay. Because I didn't realize that you are a new student.
Yes,
okay, because when I look at the metric number, I was like, oh, it start from 6. This is semester 1 students, you know, so that's why I'm asking.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for
All right.
accepting me.
Okay,
The
no
other
problem.
doctor, they did not tell me. So I have attended 2-week classes, like my literature. And then I am the one that having a problem with subject registration. So it only solved, I can only, if you notice that I registered yours on Wednesday. So yeah, Wednesday only. I can register all subject on the Wednesday itself. So due to some of the technical issues, and Dr. Liliati has helped me from the first week and then until last recent Wednesday. So therefore, when I already tried to go for another classes, and then they cannot accept me. So I said to Dr. Liliati, I cannot be only 2 subjects for this semester. I really need another 1 subject.
I see. Okay. So
Nevertheless, I will not let you down. I'm really committed with this also because I myself is in university. I'm currently working also. So I'm also the HOP for my program.
Okay, so meaning that you are actually familiar with this research process and everything.
Yes,
All
yes,
right. Okay, should not be a problem then.
Thank you so much.
All right, no problem. Okay, so what I want to do today is actually, first I will explain a bit. I will explain first, on a few things, especially when it comes to how to choose a topic. What topic is suitable for MED? How do you want to do your literature review? So I will start from there. And then after that, I will explain on what should we have in chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. So on that, what should you have? What should you have in your chapter 1, 2, and 3? I will go a bit detail on that. Of course, I don't have the notes for that. That's why I want you, if you already have your proposal, I just want you to look at your proposal and check whether whatever that I said again, so you can just check it directly in your proposal whether you have that or not. Because I can't actually check for each and every one of you. I don't have time for that. So when I explain, you look yours. If you don't understand, then only you ask and I will explain it in more detail. So I will start with just a very basic things when it comes to research, starting from title, and then why is it that we do research, and then how to do the literature review. I will start from that, and then the second part, this is more focused, on the chapter, research proposal by chapters, and I will go into detail section by section in each of the chapters. So I will share the screen here. This is I hope that if you don't understand or whatever it is you need, more explanation, you just let me know. This is just like a discussion. You don't have to actually hear whatever that I want to say and then you just keep quiet. If you have any questions, you just let me know, right? So that I can just answer it directly. Because we can actually just discuss on this, just discuss, because I know that everybody here already taken their research method last semester. So what I want is actually, I want you, try to relate, whatever that you have learned in the research method, on and then this and with on how to draft a research proposal, because some students they don't know on how to relate these two. They have learned the research method, and then when it comes to proposal, they don't know on how they want to apply all that, whatever that they have learned, in the research method, to the proposal. They don't know on how to do it. So here is actually, we discuss, I will explain on how actually that you can do it. So this is just drafting, drafting a research proposal, so you can do changes, if you feel that is not right, and then at the same time, maybe I can advise you on how you want to actually improve your research proposal. I know that we do have some HRD student here, but most probably, if you don't understand, you can just let me know, because I'm not familiar on how the research in HRD actually. Probably it's the same, because ours is more on, the context is more on school, yeah, yours in the industry. Okay, I guess the IV and the DV, okay, I mean about the same, not exactly the same, but about the same. Okay, but probably I can help you, okay, on how actually to improve your proposal, okay, as well. So I will start again, the title of this one, right? Okay, drafting, okay, a research proposal. I already put this in the Putra Blast, okay, if you want to look at it. All right. So when we say about this research, okay, when we say about this research, okay, one thing, okay, why actually that people doing research is because, okay, there's a problem. Okay. People are doing research because there's a problem. Whenever that you ask people, okay, you are doing a research, okay, the first question that they will ask you is actually, what is the problem? Okay, what is the problem? So here, okay, you're not actually doing a research because you select your DV, you select your IV, and then you merge, you combine that two together, and that is your research problem. No. Okay, it should not be that way. Okay, it should not be that way. What you need to do is actually from the start, okay, to look for the problems. What is the problem? Okay, for those who are at school, okay, for those who are at school, this is where actually that, okay, you try to see in the school context, in the setting of schools, okay, what is the main problem here? Okay, what is the main problem at school? So from there, okay, you then decide the topic that you want to do. Okay, and then when we look at this one, okay, the problem, okay, we can actually, when I see about the problem here, okay, that is the DV, dependent variable. Okay, when I say, okay, what is the problem? Okay, because I know that you have your IV, you have your DV, right? So, but when we're doing a research, okay, we need to know what is the problem. And when I say, okay, what is the problem? It should be the problem of the DV. Okay, start with the problem of the DV. Okay, and from there, okay, then only we relate that DV to the IV. Okay, relate that DV to the IV. Okay, so this is where actually that is very important, okay, to start with the problem. In doing a research, okay, writing a problem statement, okay, I think everybody, okay, all the students, okay, have trouble doing it. Because when they're writing up, okay, the problem statement, there is no problem at all. They did not state a problem. What they put is all the facts, not the problem. When I say problem, okay, so we can say as well, what is the issues? Okay, what is the issues? All right. So when you are actually explaining about the issues, what is the issues? Here, okay, we focus on, okay, what is the issues of the DV? Okay, what is the issues of the DV? All right. So there is actually, okay, the main problem statement. Okay. Anyone would like to share, okay, your title? Okay, you can just put it in the chat box so that I can read it. Okay, anyone would like to share? So that it will be easy for you, okay, to understand what does it mean. Anyone? I'm waiting for any one of you, okay, to put it in the chat box so that I can read the title, and then we can just check from there. Who wants to share the title?
Still typing, doctor. Take some time.
Oh, still typing. Okay, so I'm waiting here. Okay, maybe we can have one or two. Okay, maybe one or two, maybe. Okay, just to check. All right. Okay, I'm still waiting. Okay, this is actually a platform for you. Okay, to actually just ask whatever that you don't know and not clear. Okay, it's okay to make a mistake here, because okay, when you already know okay the problems, and then you know actually that okay what you need to do, then only you can make it. Then you can make changes. All right, we have okay, we have few here. Okay, we have from Ain, from Raza, and then we have from Ratika. Okay, so for Raza, okay, the relationship between principal transformational leadership style, okay, on reading culture, and the sixth form student academic achievement. Right, so we look at Raza's one, yeah. The relationship between principal transformational leadership styles on reading, culture, and the sixth form student academic achievement. Okay. First of all, what is the DV here? Anyone can detect the DV?
Students' academic achievement.
Students' academic achievement. Okay, if it's according to the topic here, is student academic achievement is the DV. So the question is, what is the problem of this student academic achievement?
They have a lack of reading skills, problem in reading that lead to academic achievement that could affect their academic achievement.
Okay, so that is the problem. Okay, so who say that?
Based on my observation, and also based on their results, and also based on interaction with them and asking them.
Okay, so now based on your observation, based on their results, okay, and the report or whatever it is, okay. So is that enough for you to support your argument here?
So far, I think not really.
Okay.
Which I think I have to find more.
Right. Okay. Whenever that you have arguments, okay, the argument just now, yeah, the issues here, whenever that you have that issues, okay, of course it will start, okay, you think that that is the issues, okay, you think that that is the issues, all right. So from there, okay, who support that? Anyone agree with your argument there? You need to actually find a literature review that support your argument there. Okay, because if only you say that, it is not valid at all. Okay, so we can't accept the issues. Okay, so but when you say that, okay, academic achievement is low, and then if I say that, okay, who say that is low? It is according from this report saying that it's low from the from the Ministry of Education, or from this person, okay, according to the literature review, this person also agree that, okay, the academic achievement is also low, then only we can accept that. Okay, then only we can accept that. Right? So based on this topic, okay, what is the IV here?
The transformational leadership of the principals.
Okay, all right. How many IV that you have, Raza, here?
I think I have two.
You have two. One is that leadership style, and the other one is
Culture.
culture. Okay. Still in the problem segment. Just now the problem is in DV. Is that the DV? How do you relate that problem with the IV?
By looking at the culture which would affect students' academic achievement. The culture is actually being initiated by the principal's leadership style.
Okay. Right. So now I can, it's not a culture, might be school climate, school environment, school something.
Okay.
Or school, or you still want to use culture? I'm not sure on that one. Okay. So here
it depends on my LR, I think. It depends on my LR as well.
Yes, depends on the LR. Because when you look at the DV, that is the main issue there. From that DV, you need to know, okay, what actually the IV that relate with the DV based on the literature review. Is there any literature review saying that, okay, that transformational leaderships have the relationship with the IV, with the DV, okay, as well as when it comes to the reading culture here, okay, is it actually also have a relationship with the DV? You need to check literature review. If the literature review say yes, okay, if the literature review say yes, okay, that's you have the point there, then only it can be done as a research, okay. If the review say no, okay, say no, so this is one of the thing as well, okay. If the review there's no relationship, why is it that you want to do a research? Okay, but if the literature, some of the literature review say yes and some of the literature review say no, then okay, the results is not stable, it's not saturated yet. So there's an opportunity for you to actually do a research. Okay. So here, I think you need to actually make some changes to the title. Remove the word "the." When it comes to the title, you don't need the. Start from the relationship. Okay, might be relationship between principal transformational leadership. Remove the style, because when you say that leadership style, that is different, Raza. Leadership, yes. Yeah, leadership style is autocratic, democratic. Okay, that is style. Okay, but when you put it principal transformational leadership, that is the exact one that you actually want to do, right? Okay, principal transformational leaderships. Okay, might be N, might be the whatever you put it here as a core culture, might be towards what? Okay, towards what? All right. So, and the other one is, okay, when I look at this, okay, this title is, okay, that academic achievements, okay. This is one of the things might be that you need to think on how you want to measure that. That is in terms of methodology. Okay, I don't want to touch on that now. Okay, but we need to think on that one. Okay, so relationship between, okay, principal transformational, okay, and reading culture. I'm not sure about that reading culture. You need to check, yeah, reading culture, okay, towards, okay, students' academic achievement among Form 6 students.
Yeah.
Okay, among Form 6 students in Selangor, in district or whatever it is. Okay, so that is how actually that you're doing it. Okay, next we go to the second one. Okay, effectiveness of interactive teaching approach in teaching English in Chinese primary school. Okay, any comments on this one? Ratika, are you
Yes,
a TESOL
doctor.
student?
No, doctor. I'm an English language teacher.
Oh, okay.
I'm
English language
teaching.
teacher. So
Yeah.
in what program are you?
I'm
In what program are you now?
education administration.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Right.
doctor.
So you want to do this topic?
Yes, doctor, because I'm teaching in Chinese primary school. And then I found that teaching English in Chinese primary school is quite challenging. And then we found that because for Chinese students, English language is their third language. So it's very hard to it's very hard to approach them for English language. So I choose this topic, effectiveness of using an interactive teaching approach in teaching English in Chinese primary school.
Okay, this is the topic. I hope everyone can see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any comments?
Okay, Ratika, Doctor, can I comment on this?
Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, because I think based on my little knowledge about research, effectiveness. I think we have. I don't know whether I'm right or wrong, because when we put effectiveness, that means we already being we already judge on this kind of interactive teaching approach, because we already determine that it is already effective. Some would say that you could be biased or something. I don't know that word, but the word maybe should be changed. I'm not so sure about this.
Okay, all right. Okay, that is one comment from Raza. Okay.
Thank you, Raza.
All right. Okay. Okay. Any other comments? Other people? Any other comments? Okay, first question, yeah. Do you think that this topic is suitable for education administration program?
Yes, doctor. Actually, firstly, in research method, we just did. And then from last week class, in briefing, dissertation briefing, when I heard that education administration students must be in admin side. So in my view, I think I have to change my topic so that we can go to the administration side.
Yes, this topic is not suitable for education administration.
Yes, doctor.
Because it's teaching and learning.
Yeah.
Okay. In education administration, we're not focused on teaching and learning. Okay. If you're in curriculum and instruction, then only is teaching and learning. But in education administration, it's not teaching and learning. Nothing to do with teaching and learning. We're looking into management. We're looking into administration. Okay. We're looking into school management. We're looking into leadership.
Understood, doctor.
Yes, okay. I think you need to change, Ratika. Okay,
yes,
need
sure,
to
doctor.
change, right? This one. But it is just that, okay, if you're doing it, if you do this topic for TESOL, okay, there's no problem with it. Okay, yeah, there's no problem with it. But it's just that when you put that word effectiveness, like what Raza is saying just now, okay, this is experimental. Okay, it's an experimental study. I think you already learned, okay, on that during your research method.
Yes,
experimental study where they have pre and post. Okay, pre and post. Right? If the one that Raza is doing, what types of study is that? The one that Raza is doing just now. What type of study is that?
Correlational study.
Correlational study. That's good. Okay, that's good, Noran. It's a correlational study. Why is it a correlational study?
Because she's comparing.
Yeah, because she's finding a relationship.
Relationship, not comparing, Noran. It's relationship. You see the word relationship here? Okay, so that's why it's a correlational studies. Okay, but if it's the word here effectiveness, okay, this is okay experimental. Okay, experimental studies whereby they have pre and then a treatment in the middle, okay, and then they have to do post. Okay, post, right? So that is I mean, it is a study, but not suitable for education administration.
Understood,
Okay.
Doctor.
All right.
Yes.
So I
Thank you,
think,
Doctor.
yes, I think Ratika, you need to change this. Yeah, maybe you just leave. Okay, if it's based on the school settings that you have, I think you've been a teacher. Okay, so I know that. Okay, maybe you can just try to detect what are the issues that you have at school, so that okay, that's the one that you can focus on. All right.
Okay, Doctor. Yes.
Okay.
Sure, Doctor.
Any questions, everyone? Before I proceed.
Doctor, pertaining to Ratika's title, when she tried to amend, can it be teacher's role or something that is quite related to our course? I mean, our educational.
We in education administrations, nothing to do with pedagogy, nothing to do with teaching and learning. We're not doing it. We are on the side of the teachers. Okay, we're looking at the teachers. We're looking at the administrator. We're not looking at the students. Yeah. So I mean, anyone who are actually doing education administration, your respondents, okay, teachers and administrators, not students. Okay, because we're not doing teaching and learning. Okay, we're not doing teaching and learning. Nothing to do with pedagogy. Okay, nothing to do with pedagogy. All right. So for those who have this kind of topic, okay, I think you need to change it. Okay, I think you need to change it. All right. We have as well here, okay, Saranjit Hall. Okay, what program are you, Saranjit?
Educational admin also, Doctor.
Education admin also. Okay, so what do you think of this?
I have spoken. Okay, actually, Doctor, I think this is the 4th time I am changing the title. Okay, during my research method, I have actually chosen about factors influencing teaching effectiveness. But there were many IVs in the title.
Yes.
So as suggested by my supervisor, she said it is better for you to focus on one. So when I'm focusing on one, but because I love 21st century learning. So because of that, I'm trying to relate, how can I relate 21st century learning with from the perspective of either teachers or admins.
Okay, all right. If it's this way, okay, if this topic, okay, so what actually that you want to look at?
I would like to look at whether, because 21st century learning, as we know, it is something very challenging for teachers to practice, because we have to focus on different type of students.
Okay.
So I would like to study whether the teachers are the teachers actually ready with the pedagogy. And then wait, Doctor, I actually made some notes here. Yes. So I would like to know whether the teacher's readiness from mastery knowledge, mastering 21st century pedagogy, mastering the skill in tracing pupils' development, and also are the teachers competent in using information technology?
Okay, so how is this relate with education administration?
That's a big question mark there.
Yes, because the one here is totally focused on pedagogy.
Yes.
Okay, this is totally focused on pedagogy. So I think, okay, you need to think on how you want to relate it, okay, with education administration. I do have students, okay, my master science students, okay, she already graduated last year. Okay, what she look at when she's doing a topics on correlational studies, okay, looking at the leadership style, styles, not leadership styles, I mean transformational leaderships, as well as one more leadership. I can't remember what is it. Okay. The relationship of that leadership towards, okay, towards the teaching innovation.
Is it instructional leadership, Doctor?
Yeah, probably. I can't remember what is it, okay? Because she want to know which types, okay, of leadership, okay, have a relationship towards the teacher innovation. Innovative teaching, something like that.
Okay,
Okay,
because
so yes.
Actually, there's another one, the relationship. Let me post that now, Doctor, in the chat. There's another one here, but according to my supervisor also, is it—
Who is your supervisor?
Like, Dr. Swaida.
Okay.
Okay, so basically she agrees to this, except that now the instructional leadership, she said it's a bit, the questionnaire we have to pay, if I'm not mistaken. So I actually have emailed.
Transformational leadership, instructional leadership, both. Okay, you need to pay in order for you to use it.
Okay, or transformational as well. Okay.
So I think you can have this, might be as your DV. Okay, and then you need to have your IV, the leadership for your IV.
IV, okay.
Okay, that's how I yes. So it's still a correlational studies, okay, whereby you're looking into the relationship, okay, between the leaderships, okay, and the teacher readiness, okay, in the implementing the 21st century teaching and learning. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Okay. All right. Okay, and then we have Afiq. Okay. All right.
But my title is wrong.
Why is it wrong, Afiq? Belum apa-apa lagi dah mengaku kalah dah ni.
No. It's because when I hear about you telling with Ratika, we are admin, education admin.
Yes.
So we should focus on administration.
Yes.
Or teacher. So when I heard about it, I see my title. I see student. So I think, oh, student. So I know it's wrong. It's not wrong. It's not suitable. It's not wrong.
Yes.
I mean it's not suitable for
it's
our
not suitable.
yes. But if I would like to ask, if I change the title a bit, determining relationship between administration in implementation Chinese language in.
What is the DV?
The DV is administration. I mean the leadership style. Not the. I mean for now I don't know which one.
Because we need to think here. The IV and the DV. This is sometimes students confuse between the IV and the DV, which actually influence which. So you need to think as well. So which one is actually dependent and which one is independent? You need to think.
The dependent is Chinese learning Chinese language in school. So the IV is maybe the administration.
So do you think that the administration is actually influence? Have a relationship towards the students' learning style. Towards the student learning.
From my that's why I'm thinking. That's why I think there's a relationship because but in literature review, I already read a bit. They say that most of the effect are from teachers.
Yes, it's from teachers, not straight away from the leadership. Not straight away from the leadership. It's from teachers. So I guess it will not be suitable if it will not suitable if you put a leadership as your IV and then you're looking into the interest in learning as your DV. Because the one that's actually close in terms of learning is the teachers. Not the headmasters. Because now when we look at these leaderships, I think you have learned a lot, okay, while you are actually doing your leadership class, yeah, in leadership class. We
Yes.
have a lot of leaderships here. Even we have leadership, teacher leadership. Okay, we do have strategic planning, strategic leadership. Okay, we do have, of course, transformational, instructionals. Okay, we do have a lot of leadership, and even now, the popular one that students are doing is digital leaderships. Okay, we have a lot of this. Okay, so this is where actually that, okay, you need to think, okay, which one is the best in the context of your studies. Okay, the main thing that you need to think is, what is the problem? The DV. What is the problem of the DV? Okay, whenever that you tell, when you tell your topics, okay, to any lecturer, or even, okay, to your supervisor, the first question they probably, they must ask is, what is the problem? Because if there is no problem, then there's no purpose of doing a research. Okay, there must be a problems. Then only you will do a research. Okay, for this topic, yeah, for this, we will look at the title here. Okay, we have the word determines here, and then we have the word relationship here. Okay, so if you're doing a correlational studies, okay, you don't need this. Just start from the relationship. Okay, relationship between what and what. Okay, relationship between what and what. Okay, this is where, is it here? Okay, not here. Right, it's okay. All right, so you need to have that, okay, between what and what. I will explain it to you later, okay, on how actually that you should have your topics. Okay, so now we have the next one. Okay, so Afiq, you know what you have to do, right? Okay, when it comes to your topics. Okay, so
sure.
read
Thank you,
more.
doctor.
Okay, read more, and then make sure that, okay, there's a literature review saying that, okay, there's a relationship between your DV and your IB. Okay, all right. So we have here, okay, from Lee CC.
Hello, teacher.
Yes. Okay, so what is your IV here?
IV is transformation leadership.
Okay, and your DV?
DV is teacher's job performance.
Okay, so what is the problem with the DV?
Because I see many articles found teacher job performance in kindergarten is low. So I found the relationship between leadership and teachers' job performance have strong leadership.
Okay, all right. So those who are actually working in the kindergarten, they're not good in their performance. What
Yeah.
All right. So who say that? Do you have a literature review to back up, okay, your argument there? Do you have literature review to back up your argument there? Okay. How many? Okay. If you said yes, okay, I would like to know how many literature review. Okay. How many that you found? Any literature review, okay, that actually agree, okay, with your argument just now?
I found about 20 articles.
20 articles mentioned about that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
About the leadership and teachers' job performance.
Okay, now I'm asking about, okay, the problem of the DV. The problem of the DV. How many articles saying that there is an issue with the teacher job performance?
DV, that's too little.
Okay, too little. How many of it? How many that you found?
About 5.
5. Okay, you have 5. Okay, articles that actually agree with your argument, saying that okay, teachers' job performance in kindergarten, okay, it's not good, right? Okay, in these 5, how many of these 5, okay, is actually done in China? The research done in China.
I found that this article almost in China.
All in China?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Because I research, I want to research in China and Shenzhen.
Okay. So this is one of the things as well when you do research problem, yeah? Of course, what is the issues or the problem of the DV, okay? And then when you say that is a problem, okay, who say that you need a backup from the teacher review, saying that there's a problem with it. And then you need to look at the context, okay? So here the context is China. Okay, in that literature review, how many, okay, from that literature review, okay, saying that, okay, it's the same thing in China. Okay, so there is one more, there is another, okay, another evidence, okay, which actually make your argument more stronger. Okay, make your argument more stronger. Okay, because probably, okay, it's, of course, when you look at it, might be it's only 1 or 2, okay, already done in China. That's no problem with it. Okay, at least you have 1. Okay, and some study, okay, is actually not even have any research been done looking at the same thing in China. Okay, but it has been done, I mean, in other country. No problem with that. Okay, but then we know that there's a gap in there, whereby it's not, I mean, this research has not been done in China, but it has been done in other countries. That is the gap. Okay, in problem statement, you need to have 2 things here. What is the main issues and what is the gaps? Okay, so first paragraph, you need to explain on the issue first. Okay, then only you look at the gaps. Okay, then only you look at, I will explain the gaps later, yeah, on that one. All right, so we have Shengnan. Okay, reading out loud as a way to improve oral English. Shengnan, in what program are you, Shengnan?
Thank you, teacher.
TESOL program.
Okay, TESOL programs. Okay, so here, are you actually doing experimental?
No, I just read some articles.
Oh, you read some article. So this is the research that you want to do for your dissertation?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so for TESOL, I think, okay, this is okay. This is, it's suitable for the programs, okay. But okay, when you say that reading out loud as a way to improve oral English, so I see it, okay, this topic, okay, it looks like experimental research.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so you are actually doing experimental research.
Yes. I want to do the experimental research, and the result will be tested by IELTS test examination.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So meaning that when you're doing experimental, there will be a pre and a post. Okay.
Yes,
so whereby, yes, you need to have 2 groups. Okay. You need to have 2 groups, control and uncontrolled groups. Yeah. Okay. You need 2 groups. And then, okay, for the control groups, one of the groups, okay, you have to give treatments, the treatment of this reading aloud. Then only you can have your post. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So if that is what you want, I think, if you want to do, I think it's already there. Okay. It's right. Okay. And it's suitable for your programs. Okay.
Yes.
For your program. English. Okay, it is just that when you say this Chinese secondary school.
Yes.
Okay.
In China, I mean.
Yeah, in China.
Yes.
Probably
yeah.
if you want to make it more details, might be student in what year? Okay.
Oh, in what year? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
instead of Chinese secondary school, okay.
Yeah.
Probably you need to those in year 5, year 6, year 7, which year that you want to focus on. Okay.
Okay,
So I
yes.
would suggest that we.
I see.
All
Okay,
right.
I see.
Okay. All right.
Doctor, I have another question. Can I add another D-way? I want to do a research like this, reading aloud as a way to improve our English and interest in English in Chinese secondary school. Can I add another D-way?
If it's experimental, okay, I think it's enough with this. Don't add more.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Okay, if it's experimental, I think only one treatment is enough. Okay, because
one
you look,
treatment.
because you are actually looking at the results later.
Yeah,
okay, comparing the results. Okay, so you don't need to look at that interest. Okay, if it's me, I would suggest that whatever here, I think this is enough. Okay, because this is experimental. It's just a small group of students. Yeah, a small group of students.
Oh, I got it. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, so we have here from Vatana. Okay.
Yes, doctor.
All right. Any comments on this topic? I want your friends comment on this topic. What do you think? I think I should call names. Liu Ming. Are you there, Liu Ming? Liu Ming? No? Okay. Zijing.
Good evening, doctor.
Good evening. So what is your comment on this topic?
I think in this topic, I don't know the relationship.
Okay. All right.
What does the mean of STEM?
STEM education. It's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education.
Oh, okay.
All right. Okay.
I don't know anything about it.
I see. In what program are you, Zijing? In what program are you? Education administration?
I think in this topic.
What program are you in now? In what program? Your program, education administration. Okay, that's good. Okay, first question: is this topic suitable for education administration?
I think it is not suitable for our program because it is about educational learning.
Okay, right. Okay, thank you, Zijing. Okay, other student?
Thank you, doctor.
Other student? Is this topic suitable for education administration?
I don't think so, doctor.
Okay, why is it you don't think so, Nora?
I think because here it's focusing more in the students and the learning process given by the teachers. So it doesn't have to do anything with administration.
That's true. Nothing to do with administration. Okay, because this is learning. This is learning. Okay, you're looking into pedagogy.
Okay.
Okay, you're looking into pedagogy here. right?
But if the challenges include the training part, doctor, on the instructional skills and that kind of thing, lack of training, I mean, for teachers, so it is still on the TNL, nothing to do with the instructional.
Challenges faced by science teachers in implementing STEM's educations. Okay. Oh, this is the implementing. All right,
Yes.
the part. Okay, so it's not.
Sometimes
it's not about how to teach. Right?
It's about yeah, sorry, doctor, but it's also about the lack of facilities, the school setting, the climate. Yeah, and also mainly about this training part on the teachers, provided for the teachers in terms of going digital, innovative teaching and so on.
This is something sometimes, okay, in between. Are you actually doing your research for STEMs, or are you actually?
Yes, mainly on science, because I am a science teacher, and of course we encounter such problem in our school as well as the school surrounding in this area. So you see, sometimes when the teachers are good in science, and that does not necessarily, you know, we cannot say that the teacher can implement STEM education, you know, successfully, because there is a kind of like a talent gaps in other field when it comes to engineering and so on. And we talk about primary school, I think it's important for them to be equipped with such foundation skills. So it comes back to the training part. So this is one of the main issue that I want to find out.
Okay, so
challenges.
Because if I mean now I understand this, okay, because you're looking into the implementation, okay,
yes,
how to implement this, the challenge for the teachers. All right, so here, okay, if it's what you really want to do a research, is something to do on the aspects of the teachers, on how actually that they try might be to face or to overcome whatever challenge that they have. Okay, so that is we can say it's in the education. I mean, we can say this is education administration. Okay, we can say it that way.
Doctor.
All right, but okay, when I look at this topic, okay, this is qualitative study.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, so you are actually taking your data, okay, through interviews.
Interview, that's right. Yes, doctor.
Okay, all right. So do you know on how to actually analyze your data when you are actually doing interviews?
Still learning, doctor.
That is one of the things, okay.
Yes.
For those who are actually doing qualitative, okay, you need to read more on qualitative. Okay, because
yes,
because qualitative is there's a big difference between quantity and quality. Okay, so because when it comes to qualitative, this for me is okay, the struggle I guess would be on how to analyze the data, okay, when you want to do the thematic analysis.
Okay, doctor.
Thematic analysis. Okay, so because you don't know on how to do it, even in research method. Okay, because they're not focused on this qualitative. Okay, it's more on the quantitative, I think. Okay, so if you really want to do that, okay, so I guess that you need to learn on how to do it. Okay, and then because when you're doing the interviews, okay, you have to actually do few cycles of interviews. Okay, it's not only in one cycle. All right, so this is one of the things that, okay, you need to make sure that you can finish the whole thing in 2 semesters. That is one of the thing that I see. Okay, usually when it comes to MED, I always ask my students, do quantitative. Okay, do quantitatives. So by data collection, I think it will be much more easier and you can finish everything in 2 semesters. Okay, if it's, of course, we do have students, okay, doing qualitative, okay, but not that many. Usually in one cohort, maybe we have like 2 or 3 students doing it, okay. But then the struggle is actually in terms of analysis, okay, to analyze the data. Okay, because some of them, okay, manage to do the interviews, but when they are analyzing the data and come up with the themes, okay, it's not the right way that they are actually doing it because they don't know on how to do it. And we need times actually to look at the data, you know, to go into that, to go in depth into the data, because qualitative is in depth. okay, and then quanti is just testing. Okay, so what in-depth and testing is two different things. All right.
Okay.
So, okay, who is your supervisor?
Dr. Salina.
Oh, okay. Dr. Salina is quantitative people, quantitative person. Yeah, but then she can do qualitative as well. Okay, probably you can just discuss with her. Right?
Sure, sure, doctor. I'll do that.
All right. Okay.
Thank you, doctor.
All right. Thank you. So we do have other. Okay, we have one more here from Huang. Okay. Okay, the last one. Okay, from Huang here. Okay, the topic is constructing a perfect new system of innovation and entrepreneurship education. Okay, in Chinese universities. What do you mean here, Huang?
Sorry, doctor. I attended two classes simultaneously. Then I can answer the question.
Okay,
then,
if that is the case, then might be we discuss this later. Okay. All right. So that is yeah, that's all we have. Okay. In the chat. Okay. Now I want to go back. Okay, to the one that I have explained it just now. Okay. So whatever.
I'm sorry, doctor.
Yes. Yes, Wang.
I can answer. I can elaborate my title right now.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So what actually you want to do here?
I want to do exactly is then as doctor, you know, in China it's due to the fact that there's a low employment rate of employment in China. The majority of students needs to found their business and establish their business as the owner to survive in this society. However, even if this matter, the successful rate of founding their business it's always very low. Therefore, this can be due to the fact that entrepreneurship and innovation education is not very good in the majority of a Chinese university.
Okay.
Therefore, this research is to.
First question. Okay. How do you relate this title with educational administration?
This is due to the curriculum setting and.
Educational administration is not curriculum.
This is about the.
Yes. How do you relate it?
I think it's about the educational system of Chinese universities. This is the themes I want to study relate to educational administration.
Okay, because when I read it, okay, it's just like even like this one, constructing a perfect new system of innovation. So what actually that you want to do here? Constructing a perfect
innovation and entrepreneurship education.
Yeah, what do you mean by constructing? What types of study is this?
Type of study.
What types of study is this? What is the design? What is the design of this study?
Qualitative design.
Are you sure it's qualitative?
Yes.
Constructing a perfect new systems of innovation and entrepreneurship education. Okay. You are actually okay when it comes to qualitative. Okay, so which part of it that you feel that this is qualitative? Any answers, Juan? because I don't see it as qualitative.
Okay, doctor.
I don't see it as qualitative. Okay, most probably you need to change a bit. Okay, and one more thing that you need to remember is, okay, you need to think, where is the education administration in this title? How do you want to relate this title with educational administration? Okay, so this is one more thing that you need to actually read and then try to find a suitable title for education administrations. Okay, of course you can just discuss with the supervisors on how to do it, because even when you say that this is qualitative, so here you are, when you put constructing a perfect new system of innovation, so how do you want to do it as a qualitative here? So what is your, what is the outcome of the qualitative actually? Is it a framework? Is it a models, okay, that you want to do? Okay, that is one more thing that you need to actually try to think, okay, what actually that you want to do. Okay, have you ever discussed this with any lecturers? Okay, the topic? No?
Discussion of this topic. I already
discussed with your SB?
Yes, I already offered it to Dr. Kaisi.
Okay, what is Dr. Kaisi comment on this?
He's wanting for my research objectives and research question.
That's true.
I'm still designing it.
Okay, so that's true, because when you have this topic, okay, we want to look at your research objective and research question. What do you mean by this? Okay, so but what I suggest, Wang, you look back, okay, on these titles, okay, and then think about where is the education administration here in this topic. Okay, so this is much more important because you are in education administration. Because if I'm looking at this, when you want to do the system of innovation and then there's an entrepreneurship education there, okay, so I was like, okay, so it seems like it's a TVET there because it's entrepreneurship education. Okay, but here we want to look at education administration aspects. Okay, so you need to actually try to think on how you want to relate this with education administration. Okay. So we finish on the topics. Okay, I guess you already know that. Okay, how to look at the topics that you want to do. Okay,
Thank you, doctor.
All right, thank you. Okay, main thing is based on the problems. You need to think of the problems and then relate with the field of studies. This is two main things that you need. Okay, to focus. Relate with the based on the studies. Okay, how to get ideas? Okay, of course, you just read other people research. Okay, you read all the journals. Okay, and try to find the keywords and references. Okay, and one more thing is very important is, okay, when you need to look at, okay, you need to identify what is the IV and what is the DV. All right. So here, okay, when you already know IV and DV, you need to actually identify the dimension. Okay, what does it mean, the dimension? In the IV, there's a dimension. Okay, on how actually that they want to measure the IV and the DV. Okay, so whenever that you already have your IV, you already have your DV, okay, you look at the dimension of the IV and the DV. Of course, when it comes to qualitative studies, there's no dimension, there's no DV, there's no IV. Qualitative is that way. Okay, so, but you need to know what? You need to know the phenomena. Okay, to be studied. What do you want to look at? That's why, like Huang just now, Dr. Kaisi said, okay, I want to look at the research question and it's a problem. Yes, from there we know whether it's actually a really qualitative or not and what actually that you want to do. Okay, so this is where I actually went first to identify research problems. Okay, and then, okay, when we look at the titles, I already explained it a bit just now when we look at the titles, okay, so for quantitative research, okay, usually, okay, for MED students, okay, we suggest that the student doing a correlational study. Okay, correlational study, whereby in your topic, it will start with, okay, relationship between what and what, okay, among respondents in where. Okay, so if you have 2 DV, of course, relationship between IV1, IV2, and DV. Okay, so that is that is on, okay, quantitative. And then some students, okay, would love to do factors as well, factors contributions or whatever it is. Okay, so but for the minimum, okay, for the minimum for MED is to have, to do correlational studies, which is looking into relationship between IB and DV. Okay, because when you look at the factor, there is already regressions, okay, which is factors contributing. Okay, one more steps above the regression, above the correlations. Okay, so here, okay, the minimum is just do the relationship. Okay, so some student will actually, okay, do one IB and one DV. Okay, usually this is what the students are doing, one IB and DV. I usually will actually ask the students, if you want to do one DV, okay, you look at the dimension. If there's so many dimensions under the DV, it's fine, okay. But when you look at the DV, there's no dimension at all, I would so much prefer you to have to DV instead. Okay, so you need to look at the DV first, whether there is a dimension or not. Okay, do you know what is it mean by dimension, everyone?
I'm not clear.
Not
really.
To the DV.
Okay, so like leadership. Okay, Raza is looking into leadership, right? Leadership. Okay, in leadership, okay, there's a dimension in leadership. Okay, like wait, Raza is looking into what types of leadership just now? Transformational leadership. Okay, how many dimensions that we have in transformational leadership?
4.
4 dimensions, yes. Okay, so that is dimension. So when you put, and then how many questions altogether for this leadership style? Leadership, transformational leadership. How many questions that you have altogether for this?
4 questions.
4 questions. Altogether, how many questions? How many items?
So perhaps one dimension will have maybe like 5
yes.
items.
Yeah,
20
that is
items.
good.
Yep. 16 or 20 items altogether.
Yes, okay, that is already good. One dimension, okay, I would suggest that at least have 3. At least 3 for one dimension. Okay, 2 it's like, I think, of course, some of it you will see 2, okay, but then I would, suggest that how do you want to measure only with that 2 items, right?
3 to 5 is ideal.
Yes, 3 to 5 is the ideal one. That's true. 3 to 5 is the ideal one. Okay, of course, when it comes to the transformation leadership, it's already fixed there. Okay, the number of items, okay, as well as the dimension. So you just follow exactly dimensions. Are you clear what is the dimension, Ain?
Yes. Now I can understand already.
Okay.
Thank
right.
you.
So that is dimension, because probably some people will say it as construct. You will hear some people will say it as construct. Yes, but I'm using that dimension instead, not construct. Okay. So some lecturer will put it as construct, okay, instead of dimension. Okay, so you look at how many dimension is there. All right, so that is on
we have like more than one dimension. Then if our DV we only have one dimension, is that okay? One IV, one DV, but the IV has more than one dimension.
No problem at all. No problem.
All right.
Okay, no problem. Yes. Usually when it comes to the because when it comes to the DV, usually we look at overall. Okay, we look at overall. But then when it comes to the IV, usually we look at dimension. Okay, in each of the dimension, how the relationships towards the DV. That's why we, if possible, we need to know how many DV that we have, especially for the IV. For how many dimensions that we have for the IV, sorry. Okay, so you need to have that dimensions, okay, in your DV. Right, so this is for qualitative research. Okay, for qualitative, of course, okay, start with explore something. Okay, explore what? Okay, to explore, and then the phenomena might be, okay, to explore, like just one, to explore challenges, okay, like what Fatana is doing, okay, to explore challenges, okay, of teachers, okay, in the process, I mean, in the implementation of STEM education, okay, start with explore. Okay, so for experimental, of course, the word is effectiveness. Who is that doing it? Okay, Ratika, right? Ratika just now. Okay, it start with the effectiveness. That is experimental research. Okay, effectiveness of what? On what? Okay, on what? Okay, of course, the DV is on something. Yeah. Okay, among who? Okay, in the location. Where is the location? Okay, so this is how actually that you want to construct your topics. Okay, so the topic should not more than 20 words. Okay, should not more than 20 words. All right, so you need to count. Okay, make sure that it's not more than 20 or 22. I mean, like that, if I'm not mistaken about that. Okay, 20 or 22. Right, so this is the easiest way on how actually that you want to create or construct, I mean, to do your topics. Okay, if it's quantitative, okay, start with the relationship. If the quali, okay, explore, okay, to explore something, okay, and then if it's experimental, you start with effectiveness. Whenever that you look at the word effectiveness, we know that that is experimental research. Okay, so how to do literature review? Of course, you can actually look at so many sources. Okay, so many. You can go to the library. Okay, you can have as well access them all the e-journals. Okay, in the library. Okay, so so that you can find, okay, any topics. Okay, any articles that actually related to your studies. When I say related to your studies, is looking into the DV and the IB. Okay, looking into the DV and the IB. This is some, okay, of the literature review. Some of it you can refer. Okay, you can refer to that. Okay, and then we do have journals in Malaysia. Okay, Mendeley. This is one of the software on how actually that you want to arrange your references. Okay, arrange your references. And then, okay, you can as well look into the ResearchGate, okay, and then of course, okay, all the reports, okay, by the ministries, again, and then we do have this SCI HUB Sci-Hub, okay. I actually was informed that, okay, this is one of the website where sometimes when you try to actually try to find a journals, okay, they ask you actually if you want to have a look at the whole articles, you need to pay for it. Okay, it's a very limited access. Okay, so I was informed that if you use this, okay, this website, okay, so you can try to get the whole journals. Okay, you can try to get the whole journals. Okay, I've tried one or two and then I managed to get it. Okay, managed to get it, but sometimes it's work, sometimes it's not. Okay, I'm not sure why. Okay, sometimes it works, sometimes it's not. Okay, so you can use as well Google Scholar, one of the best way on how to actually website on how on actually search, okay, for the topics that you want to do. Okay, and as well as you can look at any other official websites. Okay, the Ministry of Education as well. We have a lot of information that you can find there. Okay, and then like this one is something to do with UNESCO, might be the World Bank or whatever it is. Okay, so you can just check. Okay, but when it comes to the online, the thesis online, you can just go to our library website. Okay, you can just look at, okay, all the topics, okay, that already done by other students in the website. All right. So here, okay, how to organize the literature review? Okay, everyone have a their own, okay, their own methods or their own strategy on how to actually organize the literature review. Okay, one of the software that helping you to organize literature review is this one. Okay, Atlas TI and even Mandali that I show it to you just now, like this one here, the Mandali. Okay. this is all the software actually that helping you, okay, to organize, okay, your literature review, okay, your all the articles that you refer to, okay. But then you can always do it, okay, manually, okay. For me, I would so much prefer doing it manually, okay, because sometimes when I try, when I try to use that software, okay, sometimes, okay, it is not like how to say it, the arrangement, okay, the arrangement sometimes, okay, because it's auto, okay. So this is where actually that sometimes they use the symbol N, but then I don't want to use the symbol N. I need to spell out AND, okay. This is one of the things sometimes I feel it, okay. I'm not prefer to use that software, but it really helps, okay, in order for you to organize your teacher review. For me, on how actually that I do it manually, this is how I start my research, okay. When I already have a topic, okay, I will actually try to find the articles that actually relate to the topic that I'm doing. Okay, and then I will actually, okay, have this table, okay, and then, okay, in that table, I will just list down the authors and the year, okay, the title of the research, okay, what is the DV and IB, okay, and then what is the theory and model that used in the research, okay, and then I'm also list down, okay, what is the instrument that the research actually use, okay, and then who is the respondent, okay, and the findings of the study. Okay, for me, when I start, okay, my research, I will have this table so that next time, whenever that I want to refer, okay, I can just look at the table and it's all there. Okay, it's already there. I don't have to actually flip through and try to find the articles. Okay, so this is one of the way on how actually that I do it manually. Okay, do it manually when I arrange my articles. Right, but of course, if you want to try, okay, you can just go to any training, okay, that actually teach you on how to use the Mendeley, okay, that use the Mendeley. All right, so that is on the literature review. Any question? Any question?
Doctor, for the LR, how about metric style? Is it similar to the one that you are showing here with the table?
What is it?
Metrics.
Metrics.
Yes, how we organize the LR.
Oh, the systematic review. Oh, okay. Systematic review is one of the I would say that methods as well on how actually that you want to do your literature review, because in this systematic review, okay, it will actually, okay, you are actually trying to look for what are the articles that actually, okay, relate to your research. Okay, you will start from there. And then, okay, if you find 50, of course, there's too many. So what is the systematic, systematic review is actually, you try to make sure that, okay, the articles that you're referred to is exactly on what actually that you're doing. Okay, maybe from that 50, okay, you only come up with, okay, 20 or 30 research. Okay, that is what is it mean by systematic review. Okay, so there's a way on how actually doing it. Okay, you can as well do that way, Raza, if you want to. Okay, you can do that way. It's, for me is if you use, okay, on how actually that to use that, okay, that systematic review, okay, it's help you actually on how you want to find, okay, the articles that exactly, okay, or probably the same as what you're doing. Okay, and then it will actually, you can just manually will be difficult actually if you have like 50, you know. So I think you need the software, okay. And we do have actually training last times, okay, conducted by Dr. Oti, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, he teach on how actually to do that. Okay, but for me, I'm not familiar with that styles. We're not familiar with the using the software and everything. Because I'm kind of.
The OT is teaching Mendeley, right?
Mendeley, yes, Mendeley. Okay, but it's still when he used that Mendeley, okay, last times, okay, you can see that how actually that from like so many articles, okay, is actually he I'm not sure on how actually that he's doing it, okay, try to actually make it less so that, okay, it will not be like so many research, okay, so many articles that you're referring to, and probably which is not related to your topics, okay, and then try to make it like, try to do it like 20 or only 30 that relates, okay. There's a way on how actually you need to do it.
Yes,
right? Okay.
I've tried last time, but it wasn't successful.
I see.
But his class, I paid for that class, but I tried to do it, but I couldn't. Something wrong with the system or something, because he taught so I cannot follow.
Okay, all right. So I myself not familiar with that, Raza, because I am kind of old person yang memang use these manual things. Okay, for me is I'm having my records and then the filings and everything. Okay, that is my style. Okay, that's my style. All right. So if you want to learn on how to use the software, okay, you can learn that one. Okay, it's much easier actually, okay, to use that software. But sometimes I find it very difficult, because sometimes, okay, if I want to put it in a sentence, and then they will automatically, okay, have that symbols and everything. Okay, so I don't want it. Okay, it's better just to type in. Okay, to type in that.
Yes, it's quite technical.
Yes, it's quite technical. That's true. And then it will not be easy for you to change after that. Once you change one, it will actually affect other things, you know?
Yes.
Right? That's why, okay, I feel like, oh, okay, no, I don't want to do that, you know? All right. So that is on the literature review. Okay, that is on the literature review. So now I want to actually, okay, go into, okay, this chapter 1. Okay, one by one, go into this chapter 1. For those who already have your draft, okay, so this is why actually that you just look and check, okay, whether you are actually have whatever that I will actually explain it, okay, later, okay, you have it or not in your draft, okay. So this is what you need to have in chapter 1. Okay, start with the introduction. And then you need to have background of the study, and then the problem statement, okay, and then research objective, okay, research question, okay, and then you have significance of the studies, scope of studies, limitation, operational definition, or sometimes they put it as definition of terms, okay, sometimes they put it as definition of terms, okay, and then the last section is summary. This is for, okay, chapter 1. Okay, this is for chapter 1. All right. So I will go one by one, yeah? I will go one by one. Introduction. What do you need to have in introduction? Okay, introduction, okay, this is actually to give or to introduce your topic, okay, to the reader or to the examiner. I mean, to the reader, okay, not to focus on the examiner, to the reader. Just to introduce the topic, okay, just to introduce the topic to the reader. So when I say about to introduce the topic to the reader, okay, which variables that I need to focus here? The DV. To introduce the DV. Okay, you need to start by introduce the DV. Here, when you introduce the DV, this is general. Okay, general. Okay, most probably just to mention, okay, what is the DV? Okay, why is that DV is very important? Okay, what is the definition of the DV? Not a really detailed definition, okay, but just a brief definition. What does it mean by that DV? Okay, so this is overall as well, okay, where you did not focus on any the context. You did not focus on the context of the study. Okay, just general. Okay, for example, okay, when we look at research by Raza, okay, probably you focus on transformational leadership, okay, relationship between transformational leadership and academic achievement. Okay, just that, yeah, just that. Okay, so in this introduction is for you to introduce, okay, what is academic achievement? Okay, why is it academic achievement is very important here? Okay, so how actually that people might measure academic achievement, because in each country we have a different, okay, way on how actually they're looking into academic achievement. Okay, so it's just a general, okay, just a general, okay, where you just introduce your DV. Okay, just introduce your DV. All right. So at the same time, okay, when you introduce your DV, this is where as well, okay, you might want to relate with might be any policy or any report saying that, okay, academic achievement is very important. You know, you can relate with that. Okay, so that is on introduction. And then when you go to 1.2, which is background of the study, this is where you introduce the context. Okay, so in your case, right, Raza, your context is what? Of course, Malaysia, in Malaysia, okay, as well as Form 6 student. Academic achievement of Form 6 students. That is the context. Okay, and then, okay, from here you explain still the DV, but focus on the context. Okay, still the DV, but focus on the context. Okay, context of the study, right? Focus on the context of the study. Okay, from, explain on academic achievement in Malaysia. Okay, academic achievements, okay, when it's in Raza's research, okay, is a Form 6 academic achievement. Okay, what is it mean by this, okay, Form 6 academic achievement? Okay, what, of course, okay, how do you want to measure this academic achievement? When you say about Form 6 academic achievement, what is it? What do you mean by it? Okay, what do you mean by it? Because academic achievement is very broad, yeah? Okay, it's very broad, and then what specifically meaning of that academic achievement? Okay, achievement by subject, academic achievement overall. Okay, so this is where you relate, okay, it's actually with the DV, still the DV, but based on the context of the study. And at the same time, okay, in this background of the study as well, okay, you add, okay, whether, okay, it's stated in the blueprint, might be blueprint, the Malaysia blueprint, okay, this academic achievement is very important, or any report by the Ministry of Education saying that academic achievement is very important. Okay, so here you focus on the context of the studies, and then at the same time, okay, after you explain that how is this, okay, DV relate with the IV. Okay, you need to explain that, okay, how the DV, okay, of course the DV is academic achievement, and suddenly, okay, how do you want to relate that this DV, okay, with the leadership, okay, in the context of your study. Any question?
Doctor, your question, when we talk about students' academic achievement, what you have said just now is quite general. Actually, when we talk about the leadership in school with academic achievement, actually we want to relate with school's performance in terms of which is school's performance, or the KPI is actually depending on the student's academic achievement. So it's something like index, that kind of context. Is that okay, Doctor?
Okay, when you say about academic achievement, a student's academic achievement and school performance is two different things, Raza. You need to remember.
Okay.
Right. Okay, student academic achievement, okay, that is actually individually, right?
Okay.
Okay, but when you say that school achievement, it's overall. Overall. So which one are you referring here?
Okay.
Okay, right. And then, okay, when you say academic achievement, what you mean by this academic achievement? Academic achievement, is it STPM?
Yes, STPM.
Okay, so that is the context of your study. Academic achievement here is the STPM. Since in Malaysia, that's how actually that, okay, that is the examination for the Form 6. Okay, so you explain that, okay, what is it in STPM? Okay, how actually, the context of the study. Right, so if it's academic achievements, okay, in secondary school, of course it will be STPM, right?
Can that be
SPM,
the
sorry.
dimension of the STPM? Like for example, 6 form students, and then I have 2. One is form 1 and one is STPM. Can that be one of the 2 dimensions? No. Oh, okay.
I would so much prefer you only focus on one.
Okay.
Which academic achievement that you are referring to?
Okay.
Not to combine that, because it will be difficult for you to combine. Who are you to combine that and come up with the measurement? Right. Who are you to combine that and come up with the measurement? Like if it's a secondary school, they will use GPS, kan? Okay, they will use GPS. Okay, and then for this GPS, sometimes, okay, there's performance, academic performance, as well as the curriculums as well. Performance, right? Okay, this is even to combine these two is difficult, because when we actually use, when it comes to MOE, they actually separate these two and come up with a different measurement for these two. And who are you like to combine that to? How to combine that? Okay, so I would so much prefer you just only focus on one achievement. Okay. All right. Okay. Any other students? Okay. If you want to ask, okay, or something that is still not clear, okay, start with the introduction, very general on the topic, focus on the DV. When it comes to 1.2, still focus on the DV, but here you need to put, okay, or explain in the context of your study. Whoever doing in China, the context of your study is China. Okay, if you're doing it in secondary school in China, the context of your study is secondary school in China. That is how you explain it. Okay, that's how you explain it. If you're doing it Chinese primary school, okay, of course the context of study is the Chinese primary school. All right.
Doctor. Sorry, I'm here.
Yes, I am.
Dear doctor, I have a question.
Wait, Shangnan. Okay.
Yes, it's
me.
me.
Hear Ain first, and then it's your turn. Yeah.
Sorry. It's okay.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
Yes, Ain.
It's okay.
What is it?
Okay. For my research, right? Okay. It is among my international student, and my international student, which is coming from the China and Middle East. Should I just focus on how to say Middle East, or only the student from China?
Why is it that you want to separate them?
Because it was like, looks like it's coming from a different places altogether. So I'm
if you mention, if you put it as international students, okay, anyone that is actually outside from Malaysia is international student. That's it.
All right. Okay. Okay.
That's it. Okay. So your context here is actually international students. In which are you actually looking into the higher educations or looking into schools here?
Higher education.
Higher education. So the context here is international students in higher education.
I see. All right. Okay, doctor.
Okay, so that is the context of the study. So you need to explain that's why it's stated as background.
I see.
Okay, that's why I stated as background. You need to explain who is this? Who are these? What is the context? Because the topic will be the same, but the context is different. Probably when we say about transformational leadership, okay, so Raza is doing on transformational leadership in the context of Malaysia. Okay, probably Lee CC are doing transformational leadership in the context of China. Okay, that's why you need to explain the background of the study on which context actually that you are looking at.
Okay. Thank you, Doctor.
All right. Okay, Sheng Nan. Okay, what is it that you want to ask?
Thank you, Doctor.
Sheng Nan. Yes, Sheng Nan.
Yes, it's me.
Okay.
My question is, in introduction part, you mean we just explain D-Way, or we must talk about the who, as, the, and aim, but pay more attention on D-Way and explain a treatment. But if we pay more attention on D-Way and treatment, so what is the difference between introduction and background of study?
Introduction is just general. It did not state the context or background of the study. In your case here, okay, reading out loud, right? So what is it mean by reading out loud? Why is it reading out loud is very important. General on that. General on that. And then when you go into background of the studies, then only reading out loud in Chinese secondary school.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the introduction did not state on the context of the study. But when it comes to background of the study, that is the context, which is in your case, okay, it's in the Chinese secondary school. That is the context.
Oh, yeah, I see. In general part, in introduction part, we just general
yes,
introduce.
general, just to introduce what is reading aloud. Why is it reading aloud is very important. You know, just that, to let people know what is it reading aloud. But then when you go into background of the study, this is where you put the context, reading aloud in Chinese
in
China.
Okay,
yes, in China. Okay, then
I
you
got
explain. It. Then you explain how is it in China when it comes to reading aloud.
I see. Thank you,
right.
Doctor.
Okay, Lee CC, what is it that you want to ask?
I have no problem.
Oh, no problem. Okay. All right. So that's two section, 1.1 and 1.2. It's all clear, right? Okay. So any other question for this 1.1 and 1.2? No? Okay. I'll go to 1.3 here. Okay. So when we already introduced the topics, which is the DV, okay. When it comes to the background of study, still we start with the DV, but here we put the context of the study. And then later after that, we try to relate this DV with the IB, still in the context of the study. Okay, so that is 1.2. 1.3, we still focus on the DV. Okay, but here, okay, what is the issues? What is the main issues of the DV? Okay, what is the main issues of the DV? Okay, so this is the first paragraph. You need to explain what is the main issues of the DV. You already introduced the DV. You already put the context. Okay, you already explained on the context of the study. Okay, of the DV. Now 1.3, what is the issues or problem of the DV? Okay, so in this problem of statement, the first paragraph, you focus on the issues or problem of the DV. Okay, and after that might be you relate with how is that the issues or problem of the DV relate with the IB. Okay, and after that, okay, you explain on what you can add on the research gap. Okay, the first paragraph or the first two paragraphs focus on the issues or problem, and a paragraph after that might be, you can focus on the gaps. What does it mean by gaps? Research gaps. Okay, this is the one that you explained. It has been done in China and many other countries, but not in Malaysia. That is gap. Okay, as well as this research has, so many research have looking it into the quantitative but not in qualitative. That is gap. Okay, as well as when you put it as, okay, many studies have looking it at secondary school but not in higher education. That is gap. Okay, and even we do that, and even we do have what we call as theoretical gap, whereby many research on, when they are actually doing the research on the same topic, they are using a different models, different models or theory, and now in your research you're using a different models or theory. That is gap. And in this problem statement, okay, when you write, okay, make sure that the maximum is only 2 pages. Okay, only 2 pages, not more than that. Okay, so focus on the problem or issues of the DV and how is that issues of the DV relate with your IV, and then you can actually later after that, okay, looking into gaps, research gap, whereby you can focus on, okay, might be, okay, the theoretical gaps, okay, as well as might be you're looking into the methodology gaps, okay, as well as might be you're looking into might be the respondents gap. Okay, there's so many gaps, okay, that you can focus on. That is on 1.3, which is problem statement. Okay, and then we have research objective. Okay, and then we have research objective. So in this research objective, okay, this is where actually that, okay, you will explain, okay, what is, okay, the research objective. Usually when it comes to relationship studies, okay, probably you only need 2 research objectives. One is focus on the level, okay, and the other one is focus on the relationship. Anyone would like to share with me your research objective? Might be we can actually look at it. Anyone? If you want to share, okay, maybe I can just stop sharing and you can just share your documents, your proposal. Any volunteers?
Okay. If there's none, maybe I can just share. Just sharing.
Okay, right, Raza. Okay, let me share.
Really
Okay. All right. Why don't you share? All right. Okay, Raza, I already allow the multiple sharing.
Okay. Hang on, Doctor.
Hmm.
Okay, share. Right. Oh, where should I find my things?
Okay.
Okay. So this is the one.
Look at the research objective.
Okay. This is my RO.
Okay. Looking at this one,
1,
yeah?
2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Wow, banyaknya. That's a lot. Okay, right. This is the example, okay. When you put your research objective, okay, first of all, to focus on this research objective is actually, okay, the right verbs to use. Okay, the right verbs to use. Okay, in quantitative studies, okay, usually it will start with to examine, okay, or to determine. Only these two, okay, to examine and to determine. Okay, like what Raza have here, to review, to analyze, okay, not this one. Okay, focus on to examine and to determine. Okay, only these two verbs. Okay, so now we are looking into the DV and the IV here. Okay, first of all, okay, when we look at this one, okay, can you actually go to number 1, Raza, the Roman one, to examine the principal leadership style based on 7 factors using MCQ as developed by Bass and Novelio. Wow, panjangnya. That's a long here. Okay, the first, okay, first here, the first thing that you need to actually, okay, have for your research objective is actually looking into, okay, to determine or to examine the level or the perception. Perception or level of what? Okay, perception or level of DV or NIV. DV and IV. In your case, okay, Raza, okay, to examine the level of transformational leadership and student achievement might be. Right, student achievement, for example now. Okay, where among the Form 6 students, okay, in where? Okay, the location.
Selangor.
Yes, in Selangor or what district it is.
Okay.
Okay, so question number 1, okay, is just, I mean, research objective 1 is to focus on the level of IV and DV. Okay, some research you will see they did not use level, they use perception. Okay, it can be accepted as well. I mean, it can be accepted as well. Okay, use level. Okay, and then the second one, okay, second one is, okay, looking into the relationship, because you are actually, okay, doing the correlation studies. Okay, so to determine the relationship between IV and DV, among and where. Okay, that is number 2. Okay, that is number 2, right? To examine the level of perceptions of IV and DV, okay, among who is your respondent and where is it? Okay, that is number 1. And the second one is, okay, to determine or to examine, okay, the relationship between your DV and IV, okay, and still the same thing, complete, okay, the whole sentence, which is among Form 6 students in Selangor, for example. Okay, that is 2 questions there. I mean, 2 research objectives there. If you want to add one more, you can as well, whereby you're looking into the difference. Okay, when I say here the difference, okay, this is one of the, this is where you can actually looking into, okay, the difference between the 2 groups. For example, okay, looking into the male and the difference between male and female. Right, looking into the male and female, right? So
Academic
this is
achievement.
Academic achievement between male and female. Okay, so you can do that, okay, where to determine the difference, okay, of student achievement, okay, according to gender.
Different gender.
According to gender. So you can do that one as well, okay, because when you look at the difference is always at the DV. Not the IV.
Okay.
Okay, so that is where you will use t-test. Yeah, you will use t-test, right? Or ANOVA. Okay, if it's more than 2 groups, then it will be ANOVA. So you can have 3, okay, 3 objectives if you want to. Okay, but when you are actually looking into the difference here, okay, you can't actually just feel like, oh, I just want to look at male and female. Or sometimes, okay, for the teachers, they will say, oh, I want to look at according to the years of experience, teaching experience, okay, and then put it in the 3 categories might be, okay, below 5 years of experience, and then between 5 to 10 years experience, and then more than 10 years experience. You want to actually categorize that, okay, in that, okay. So you can do it, but you need to be careful. You can't simply do that, okay, without any literature review saying that there's a difference between that category. Like for example, the student achievement just now. If literature review say that there's a difference between male and female, then only you can do it. If literature review did not say it, you can't do it. There must be a teacher review saying that there's a difference between that groups. Then only you can do looking into the difference between the groups. All right. Okay. Any question?
But if the literature review, for example, there is a literature review, but says that there's no difference between gender.
Okay. If the literature review, okay, you want to look at the difference between gender. Okay, and then you look at literature review. From 10 literature review, 9 say no difference. Why is it that you want to do it? Okay, but it's from that 10 literature review, okay, 4 or 5 say that, okay, that's a different. Okay, so this is where actually that you can still actually contribute. Okay, and then contribute your finding, okay, in this studies. I mean, in that area. Okay, because literature review say you look at 5 literature review, just mention 5 literature review, 4 say there's no different. Don't have to do it. Okay, for me, sometimes I will just tell my students, okay, when you run the analysis, again, there is no difference between the gender. You found it, there's no difference between gender. Sometimes I will say that removes it. Don't put it. How do you want to make a justification? If, okay, literature review say no difference, suddenly in your research you say there's a difference. Or literature review say there's a difference, suddenly in your findings you found the difference. Because quantitative is testing. When you say testing, meaning that, okay, what is it, Darasa?
Regardless of different number of gender, because now we have more female than male, regardless of different number.
There is one more thing, Raza. This is in terms of I think you will learn it when you take statistics. Okay, when you want to do the difference between these groups, okay, you must have a balanced number when you want to collect your data. Okay, for example, you're taking about 100, okay, 100 respondents, okay, and then you want to look at the difference between male and female. You can't have like 19 female and 10 female and 10 male. That is not allowed at all. Okay, you need to have quite a balanced number, maybe 60-40. Okay, right. Okay, so then only you can look at the difference between categories, between groups. All right. So that is on, okay, that is on research, okay, research objective. Okay, so can you stop sharing, Raza?
Okay.
All right. Okay, so that is on research objective. Yeah, okay, you have here, okay, 1, okay, and then looking into the level. Okay, wait, put it this way, yeah, so that will be easy for you to look at, yeah. Level, okay, your IV and DV, okay, and then you're looking into, okay, number 2 is looking into relationship, okay, relationship between, okay, between IV and DV, okay, and DV. And probably you have number 3, looking into the difference, yeah, difference, okay, difference between groups, okay, between groups, okay. So here, okay, you have 3 questions, the research objective here, okay. If you only, oh, okay, wait. I did not share it. Okay. Okay, now you can see it, right? Okay, the one that I highlighted in green here. Okay, research objective 1, research objective 2, and research objective 3. Okay, if you don't want to look at the difference between group, it's fine. Okay, you don't have to do it. Okay, but you must have these 2. You must have looking at the level, and then as well as looking the relationship between IV and DV if you're doing correlational studies. Okay, that is research objective. So how to break it up into research question? Okay, when it comes to research question, okay, when it comes to research question here, we have 2 questions here, right? Okay, we have 2 questions here. Oh, sorry. Okay, so when it comes to, I mean, we have 2 research objectives here. When it comes to research question, okay, you have to break up this, okay, I mean, doing it by question, whereby, okay, the question should be, what is the level of IV, level of DV, and then is there any relationship between IV and DV? Okay, you need to break up that. Okay, one by one. Okay, I usually say it as spell out one by one. Okay, because here you are actually combining it in a sentence. IV and DV. Okay, so here when you put your research question, okay, you have to break up that too. Okay, because we are actually looking into the research questions like one by one, looking into what is the level of IV, what is the level of DV, and what is the level, is there any relationship between IV and DV? If you have 2 IV, sorry, if you have 2 IV, okay, so what is the level of IV1, IV2, okay, and DV? And here is what is level IV1, what is the level IV2? IV2. IV1 and IV2. Okay. And then if you have 2 IV and DV here, of course, relationship between IV1, IV2 and DV. But when you here, okay, when you actually do the research question, okay, so you must have one more, which is relationship here. Okay, is there any relationship between IV1, and here is IV2? Do you understand? What is it? What actually that I want to explain to you?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So your question will be more than your research objective. Okay. Your question will be more than your research objective. So how many IV and DV that you want to focus on? Like I mentioned, okay, it's okay to have 1 IV, okay, and of course DV will be 1. You can't have more than 1 DV. DV must only 1, okay, but you can have several IV. Okay, how many IV? It's up to you. Okay, that you want to focus. But since like if you want to do more than 1 IV, 2 is enough, not more than that. Okay, but as I mentioned just now, if you want to focus only one DV, I mean, you can do that one as well, okay, by looking at what might be in that DV. There's so many dimensions. It's fine, not a problem at all. Okay, so when you have one DV, okay, one DV, so meaning that your research objective will be 2. Okay, and then your research question will be 3, because you break up that IV and DV into 2 research questions. Okay, but if you have 2 IV, okay, meaning that, okay, you have 2 research questions, okay, and then, okay, when it comes to your with 2 research objectives, when it comes to your research question, okay, you have 5 here. Okay, you have 5. Any questions?
Dear doctor, I have a
Yes.
question.
Shannon.
Yes, it's me. What does level mean here?
Level, okay,
Yeah.
level, this is where actually that, okay, you want to measure, okay, what is, because when you are actually using, when you are actually doing quantitative, okay, you are actually using Likert. Do you understand what is it mean by Likert? Likert scale. Likert scale.
Likert scale.
Yes, Likert scale. Do you understand what is Likert scale?
Maybe I forgot. I cannot remember it. I'm sorry.
Okay. In research method, do you learn about instrument?
Agree, strongly agree, disagree, neutral.
Yes, that's true.
That's right.
Likert scale. Okay, so in that Likert scale, usually we use 5 Likert scale, right?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Okay, 5 Likert scale, or sometimes you can see that some research use 7, or maybe, okay, you can see some of it only have 4 Likert scales. Okay, so level here is actually when you're running your data. Okay, when you're running your data, okay, you want to know at what level is this is the results. At what level, meaning that whether it's high, medium, or it's at low level. Okay, how do you want to know about high, medium, and low? Okay, this is according to the Likert. Of course, Likert, the maximum is 5. Okay, if the result is 5, meaning that it's high, right? If it's 3, meaning that might be in the middle. Okay, if it's low.
I got it. I got it. I see. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, right. Okay, if it's 1, okay, of course it's low. So we want to know what is the level here. Okay, what is the level? Right, the overall level of the IB and the DB.
Yeah.
Okay, you can actually do it when you actually discuss on the finding. Okay, instead of just the overall level, you can as well explain the level based on the dimension.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Yes, okay, you can actually explain it. Okay, explain the overall first, and then you go into detail dimension by dimension. Okay, and as well as you can go into detail as well, item by item. My item mean each statement or question by questions. Okay, so you can do that once. Okay, so here we are looking into the level because, okay, we want to know at what level actually that IV and DV. Is it high, medium, or low? All right, medium or low. So you need to know this. Okay, you need to know this. That is on research question. Okay, that is on research question here. Okay, so the next one, 1.6 is significance of studies. Okay, why these studies is very important. Here you need to explain, okay, in the, based on 2 aspects. Okay, significance of the studies, which is contribution towards body of knowledge. Okay, contribution towards body of knowledge. And the second one is contribution towards practice. Okay, first is contribution towards body of knowledge, and then towards practice. So what does it mean? Towards body of knowledge, this is where actually how your research can contribute or add to the knowledge that we have in the same topic. Okay. So when it comes to contribution towards practice is how is this research can actually contribute towards practice. Practice for who? Practice for teachers, for students, for the ministry, for the administrator. That is practice. Okay, that is practice. All right. And then we have scope of the studies. Okay, scope of the studies, this is where you explain, okay, what you want to do, okay, what you want to do, I mean the research that you want to do, who is your respondent, where is the respondent, okay, the location of this respondent, okay, you just explain briefly what actually that, okay, you are doing in your research, okay, scopes. Okay, of the studies. And then the next one, 1.8 is limitation. Okay, if 1.7 is scope of studies, this is where actually that you explain what you want to do, what you have decided to do in your research. Okay, limitation is something that you can't control. Okay, limitation is something that you can't control. For example, probably, okay, the limitation is something that, okay, it's only, I mean, you only do a research in Selangor. Okay, that's a limitation because your research is only in Selangor. Okay, you're not outside Selangor. That is the limitation. Okay, in the scope.
Convenience and
Okay, so whatever actually that any things that you feel that, okay, the limitation, okay, so that is you put it down. Okay, it's only limit to what extent. Okay, put it down there. Okay, one thing as well in this limitation, okay, I do have a students, okay, my students, okay, when she actually decided to do random strategy in choosing the respondent. Okay, but it's just that when she went to the school, okay, the principal did not, allow her to select student randomly. Okay, and the headmasters, the principals actually give one class, okay, to my student and said, you can only collect data, okay, for this class, given like few class, 2 or 3 classes. Okay, so she was like, okay, she already decide, okay, which is the scope of the studies is actually to do it randomly. But now because in that situation, okay, she has to change. Okay, so that is the limitation as well. Okay, so it's uncontrolled, something that she can't control that. Since the principal say that, okay, I give you the class that you can only collect your data. You can't choose students. Okay, and then when it comes to Selangor just now, why is it the limitation is Selangor? Because when you want to do generalization, your generalization is only valid in Selangor because your respondent is only student in Selangor. Okay, so that's why you put there as limitation. All right. And then 1.9, you're looking into operational definitions. Okay, how do you measure? Okay, these your IV and DV. In these operational definitions, okay, you focus, okay, the definition of your IV and DV. Okay, when you explain on this definition of IV and DV, you should start with, okay, definition by scholar. Okay, might be 1 or 2 definition by scholar, and then after that, okay, your definition in the study. Okay, so in this study, okay, student achievement, okay, in this study, okay, student achievement is what? Okay, so we start with the scholar first, okay, 1 or 2 definition by scholar. Then your definition, okay, your definition, your own definition. When you actually explain about the definition by the scholar, of course, you need to quote who is the scholar and in what year. And then when you go into your definition, you don't have to quote anyone because it's your definition.
Hello, doctor.
Yes.
Hello, doctor. I have a question. My supervisor gave me a sample proposal for 1.9. I saw two contents. One is conceptual definition, and the other is the operational definition.
Yes.
And I want to know the specific differences between them, or are they the same?
All right. Conceptual definition is, what is the definition of the concept? The concept here, the concept of IB and the concept of DV. That is conceptual definition. Okay, or sometimes you will see definition of terms. Okay, definition of terms. Okay, that is more on what is the definition of the concept. This is where actually that you look at just, I mean, the one that I explained to you just now, you refer to a scholar first, and then you give your own definition. Okay, that is definition of concept. And then when we look at operational definition, this is how do you measure your IV and DV. So here, okay, first is you explain, okay, the definition by the scholar, and then you explain, okay, the definition in your study, what is the definition, and after that, okay, you explain, okay, and this IV is measured by, okay, measured, I mean, using, okay, measured using what instrument that you use and by who. And it can be actually have few categories. You know, you explain on how you measure your IV and DV. That is operational definition.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, doctor.
All right. Okay. So that is how actually that you're doing it. First is, of course, the definition of the concept, IV and DV. And after that, how do you measure it? Okay. When you say, how do you measure it? You only explain what instrument that you use, okay, by who, okay, and the same time, if that, okay, IV and DV have a dimension, okay, you just list down what is the dimension over there.
Okay,
right?
thank you, doctor.
Okay, and then the last one is a summary. Okay, so here is briefly explain on whatever that, okay, you have explained in detail on that 1.1 till up 1.9. Right, so briefly, just briefly, okay, whatever it is, I mean, what actually that you have explained that, okay, briefly explain it back. That is the summary. Right, so that is on chapter 1. Okay, that is on chapter 1. Any question?
Doctor, I have a question on limitation. Just now you mentioned that one of your students have limitation by the principal, saying that you have to go to certain classes, right?
Yeah.
And then what if this case will affect the number of respondents, which is supposed to be more than certain numbers according to Graduate and Morgan, but then because of that limitation, she cannot get to into an ideal or the supposed to be number of respondents. So that means the data won't be affected. The study can still be carried on, but she will measure it in the limitation, right? Is that okay, Doctor?
Yes, no problem at all, because the number is still the same. The number is still the same. Okay, the sampling number is still the same. It is just that she can't choose randomly when it comes to the respondent. Okay, so that random strategy is no more there. Okay, random to choose respondent randomly, it's no more there.
But then if the case arise, which will affect the number of n, so which is lesser than which is supposed to be, so we cannot make generalization, right?
Okay, if it's lesser, okay, we need to check. Okay, if it's Craigie and Morgan, okay, of course, for example, okay, most probably the population is 100, for example, and then according to the Craigie and Morgan, you need to have 60. Okay, you need to have 60. So in this 60, if possible, okay, get that 60. That is the sampling number. Yeah, get that 60. That is sampling number. if you can't get 60, okay, I can't remember I mean which book that actually stated this, okay, but they I mean the how to say, yeah, if you able to collect, okay, about between 90% or 95%, it still can be accepted, Raza. It doesn't have to be 100%.
All right. The minimum is 60, and then if we are like 55,
yes, can. Sure can. Still can accept that. Okay, tak ada
we have
masalah.
to state in our limitation lah.
Yes, yes, yeah. We need you. You need to. I mean, you can refer to any research method book saying that. Okay, between 90. I mean, the acceptance rates. Yeah, we call it acceptance rate, not written. The written rates. The written rates. Okay, the written rates can be accepted is between 90, might be 90 to 95%, and even some book will put it as 80%. Okay, because yes, you need to check on that one. Okay, so this is where actually that, okay, when we did not reach the number, so but we say that, okay, according to this person or this book, it stated that 80% is acceptable. That's it. We can't argue anymore.
Got it.
Okay, yeah, I can't argue anymore. Right? Any other question? This is only chapter 1.
Doctor, my question is, in research question parts, the relationship between IV and DV, what do we read? I guess maybe we read negative or positive influence.
No.
Between IV and
you
DV.
put it. I mean, if it's in the research objective, you put it, you will see that to determine the relationship between IV and DV. Okay, when it comes to the research question, you put it as, is there any relationship between IV and DV?
So, what the relationship is? I mean, just a negative or positive?
Oh, I see. Yeah, because okay, when how actually that we want to look at this relationship is actually looking into the positive and negative. Okay, and then first of all is looking into positive and negative. So what does it mean? This is where actually that, okay, we want to look at, okay, if there is any increase in the IV, how about the DV? It's increased as well or not?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. If IV is increased and DV, IV is increased and DV is increased, that is positive relationship.
Yes.
Okay. If IV is increased and DV is decreased, that is negative relationship. Okay, that is number 1. And the second one, we look at the strength of the relationship, whether it's high, medium, or low. The strength of the relationship. We're looking into the strength of the relationship. Okay, so here, okay, it will actually indicate whether it's like 0.7, 0.8. Okay, they're nearer to 1, okay, meaning that the relationship is high. Okay, the nearer to 1 relationship. If it's below, is it 0.2 and 0.3, that is low. Okay, so in this correlation, we're looking into whether it's positive and negative, as well as the second one is looking into the strength of the relationship.
How can you spell the strength? How can you spell it?
STRENGTH, strength.
STRENGTH. Oh, strength.
Strength. Yeah, strength.
Strength. Oh, okay.
Strength of the
Thank you.
relationship.
Thank you. Thank you, doctor.
All right. Okay. So, any other question? Everybody is okay? Or you're worried now?
Doctor, it's clear.
Yeah. Yes, Nora?
It's clear. Now it's more
clear. All right. Okay. How about you? Are you okay? So when you check your draft, is it okay, Noran, or you have to do some changes to it?
I have to do some changes.
Okay, that's good. Okay. You need to do, if you need to do some changes, then probably you can do it. I mean, you still have time to do it because this is only your second semester. Okay, this is where actually that you polish up. Okay, you try to improve your draft because you only start your dissertation next semester. right? Okay, so still have time this semester, okay, to learn, okay, on all that and then to improve your proposal, right? So any more question?
Hello, doctor.
Yes.
I'm still not clear, not very clear about the level. Level IV and the level DV.
Okay. Okay, the level of IV and level of DV, this is where actually that we look at, okay, our IV and DV at what level it is. Okay, at what level it is high, medium, or low. Okay, for example, yeah, high, medium, because when you look at this level, okay, there's so many interpretation of level. Okay, there's no many interpretation of it. The one that I mentioned, like high, medium, and low, this is where actually that when you look at the interpretation table, okay, you are actually being given only at, I mean, you are looking into 3 categories. Okay, you're looking into 3 categories. All right. So here, okay, we want to look at what? Okay, we want to look at, okay, for the DV and IV, at what level actually is the DV and IV? Okay.
So you mean that we should choose one level?
No, not to choose one level. You don't have to choose, because when you run your data, okay, when you run your data, then okay, the result will come out, and then when you look at the result, okay, the result will there, okay, you will indicate whether it's high, medium, or low.
It is very difficult.
Wait, okay, let me interpretation table for levels. Okay. Let me look at it with it. All right. Okay, I found this. Right. So let me share with you. Okay. Right. This one here. Okay. This is an example. Yeah. This is what it means. Looking into the level. The level here is actually we're looking into the mean. Okay. The level here we're looking into the mean. Okay. Where okay, they have like this one, okay, it's actually have 4 categories, yeah, 4 categories: high, medium, low, and low. Okay, so when you run your data, okay, when you run your data later, when you have done your data collection and then you run your SPSS, okay, they will actually have the mean of IV and the mean of DV. That mean of IV and DV, this is where actually that, okay, you will look at, okay, what mean, okay, of the DV and IV, and then from there, okay, you will actually look at this table and indicate whether it's actually high, medium, low, or low. Because why is it 5? It's because you are actually using Likert 5. If you're using Likert 5, of course, the mean scale will be 5. If you're using Likert 7, then the table here will be, the minimum will be 1 and the maximum will be 7.
Okay, it's very clear. Thanks, doctor.
Okay, so you need to see it, then it's very clear, right? So this is one of the things. Okay, some of it, okay, some of the interpretation table, okay, like this one, they only actually categorize it into 3. The one that I mentioned just now, 3. Okay, so this is where actually it's up to you which table that you want to you want to do. I mean, you want to choose whether you want to use this one, which is only categorized into 3, okay, weak, moderate, and high, or you can use more than 3 more than 3 where they categorize more than 3. It's up to you which one that you want to use. As long as when you know where is the mean, and then we can interpret as whether it's high, it's medium or low, or medium high or medium low. Okay, so we call it is what? Okay, interpretation table. Okay, interpretation table of mean. Okay, interpretation table of mean. Okay, when you Google, okay, you will find, okay, a lot of interpretation table of mean. So choose the one that is best for your study. Okay, choose the one that is best for your study. So any more question? No? Okay, if you don't have question, I think I will stop here chapter 1. We continue next week for chapter 2 and chapter 3. How is it? I think everybody was like, okay, it's enough, okay, whatever they hear. There's so many things that you need to change. Yes.
Dear doctor, if I have some questions after class, may I ask you in our WhatsApp group?
Sure, yes, sure can.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
sure can. Okay, so now, okay, you look at your chapter 1. Look at chapter 1. Okay, try to actually improve your chapter 1. Okay,
yeah.
Try to improve your chapter 1. If you're having a problem or whatever it is, we discuss next week. Okay, and the next week as well, I will explain on what you need to have in your chapter 2 and what you need to have in your chapter 3. Okay, I already put the format, okay, of chapter. It's in the slide there, okay, in the slide, so you can look at, okay, the format of chapter 1 and chapter 2 and chapter 3. I already put in the lecture slide, okay, in the Putra Plus. But okay, I will explain you in detail, like today, what do you need for each of the section in chapter 2 and chapter 3. Okay, and then as well as next week, okay, we will actually confirm, or I will on the arrangement for the presentation, for the first presentation. Okay, I hope by next week, okay, we already finalize the numbers of students in class. At the moment, we have 23. Okay, at the moment we have 23. So I have to do some changes when it comes to the arrangement. Right? So, okay, I stop here. All right. So we continue next week. If you have any problem, and if you have any question, you can just ask in the group. Okay, can just ask in the group. So I will reply. Okay, probably if if I'm busy, then I will reply a bit late, but of course I will reply. Okay, so now, as I mentioned just now, you look at your chapter 1, okay, and then try to improve your chapter 1. If you have any problem, you can just let me know. Okay, I will explain you on how you can improve that. Okay, and if there is any problem regarding your chapter 1 as well, okay, you can ask me next week as well. Right? Okay.
Sorry about that.
Yes, Wang.
I'm sorry. I was attending to class, therefore I come here late. And I want to ask a question. I will do the qualitative. Do I need to consign? And something about the mean of the level?
No.
In the qualitative paper?
No, not in qualitative. In qualitative, there's no mean. Okay, well, in qualitative, okay, I will explain it. How is it in qualitative next week? Okay, how do you construct your in qualitative? We don't have research objective. Okay, in qualitative, we only have purpose of the study. Okay, and research question.
No research objective.
No research objective, because we're not looking into objective. You are qualitative exploration. There's no objective at all. It's a purpose of the study. Purpose of the study and research question.
Okay.
Okay. Why don't you try? Why don't you construct? Okay. Your research question on and purpose of the study. Okay, so that I can look at it next week. Wang.
Yes.
Okay. I guess you are the only one who will do. Oh, I think Batana as well doing qualitative, right? Batana.
I'm thinking of changing.
quantitative, doctor.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, I will make the
Alright.
necessary amendments, and then I will check with my supervisor, and then I'll let you know also.
Okay, all right. Okay. So
Thank you,
if right, so if that is the case, then only Huang is doing qualitative here. Okay, so why don't you do or you construct, okay, your purpose of the studies as well as your research question, so that I can look at it next week, Huang.
Thank you, Doctor.
All right.
I'm finalizing it. And
okay.
I
All
already
right.
done the job.
Okay.
Thank you,
All
Doctor.
right. Okay. Right. With that, thank you so much, everyone. Okay. So I'll see over you next week. Yeah. Okay. Of course, there's a lot of things that need to be done and everything. Okay. But believe me, you can do it. Okay. It's just that sometimes, okay, you're still not clear what you need to do. Once you're clear what you need to do, then it will be easy for you to do it. Okay, because now you just finish your research method, and then to apply in doing a research proposal, it takes time for you to understand. Okay, so once you understand, it will be easy. Don't worry on that one. Okay, so thank you so much. Okay, so see you next week. Okay, bye everyone.
Thank you,
Okay,
Doctor.
night, bye.
Thank you, doctor. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.